There was a camp organized at the hillside and many boys took part in it. A boy named Sam also took part in it, though not willingly. He was forced by his parents to take part in it to toughen himself up. He was a thin, frail boy with nothing sporty about him. The only fat thing about him were his glasses. On the camp he had become a favorite punching bag of a group of hulks. Rahul a hick with biceps like a log of wood, Joy as large as a truck, and Raghu an ogre the worst of them all. It was the last night of the camp. Sam was filled with happiness on knowing the fact that he would be going home the next morning. When a fist punching his head woke him up, it was Raghu and Rahul and Joy standing beside him.
Let's see how brave you are, Sam. We are going into the hill tunnel.
Sam thought that it was his chance to prove that he is not a coward, and so he agreed. The locals never went near the tunnel. There were rumors that it led to some unholy stuff. So, on a moonless night, the four of them began their search for the hillside tunnel. It was roughly about 12 o'clock at midnight, and the sky was pitch black as if it was filled with tar, and the moon was hiding behind the thick watery cloud. Soon after walking for about an hour, they reached the hillside tunnel's door. They tried opening it, and with a creaky sound, it opened.
Go in first,
whispered Raghu, looking at Sam, and pushed the poor fellow inside, and the three of them followed him. The tunnel was so small that they had to crawl their way in. As soon as the last person, Rahul, entered the tunnel, the door suddenly closed with a bang. They tried to push it open, but it was jammed. They didn't have torches, and so in the shimmering light of their watch, they decided to go ahead to find if there was another opening ahead. Cold air filled every corner of the tunnel, and warmth never seemed to crawl its way in here. All of them were really afraid, but were trying to hide their fear. They were crawling through the labyrinth of passages when they suddenly heard a lamenting voice of a horn blowing 1,
2, 3, 4.
They couldn't make out who made the sound or for what it was made. Suddenly there was a noise made by Rahul, who was the last one.
No, please, no.
When they looked behind, there was no Rahul, not a trace of him. Then they could again hear the sound of the horn blowing more mournfully.
1, 2, 3.
They were extremely petrified and understood that it was counting them. The demons of the hill were claiming their victims as they had invaded their privacy. The boys were terrified and were praying to God and were regretting their action. The boy at the back, Joy, was sobbing and shouting for help.
Help! Help!
When suddenly his voice was silenced and he was nowhere. Again the horn blew more sadly than before.
1, 2.
Just two. Only Raghu and Sam were left. They thought that the demon takes whoever was behind, and so they decided to stick together, no one at the back and no one in the front. They both agreed and went ahead, when suddenly Raghu shouted,
Help! Help! My food!
When they saw down, his foot was lodged to a large hole in the ground. Sam thought that this is the boy who bullied him, kicked him, made fun of him, and made the camp a living hell for him.
Should I save him or leave him here to die?
But the good inside Sam forced him to help Raghu. Sam helped Raghu out of the hole. Raghu, being an evil person, thought that one of them had to die, and so he pounded Sam inside the hole. There was not just evil inside the tunnel, but also in everyone's heart. But at last the good wins over the evil. Sam was falling deeper and deeper with his eyes closed. He thought that he would be buried inside the tunnel forever. But when he landed on the floor, he opened his eyes to see that he was out of tunnel onto the hills. And he could see the beauty of the rising sun, and in its shining light he saw the coaches and the searching team looking for the four of them. Sam was overjoyed, but he was also worried about the other three boys.
Did they also escape through the hole? Or were they climbed by the demons of the hill?
When Sam reached home after a few days, he got the news that the three boys were never found and the tunnel in the hill had vanished. Nobody ever saw the tunnel and the three boys again.